Tim, we're here with TLC Pressure Washing, and once again we ran into another issue at a house. And we run into this once or twice a year. It's especially bad this year because this last winter we had some extremely cold nights, and those cold nights actually lasted for several days, and we're getting down much lower than we normally do. So we get to this house and we hook up. Now, I don't have anything on my paperwork that says low water pressure, but we seem to have some lower water pressure than normal. It's not quite filling up quite as fast as it usually does and keeps us topped off on our tank. So I'm like, okay, something may be wrong. And we weren't 100% full when we got there, so there was automatically some water flowing, topping off the tank. Whereas if I'm 100% full and there's no flow, I can hear it stop when I turn the water on and hook up. So a couple of ways I tested today. I didn't have an O-ring in my pressure gauge, so I said, okay, so I could just test it with just a Y connector or anything that would stop the water. Pop the Y connector on, which I'll show you in a minute, and I made a video for the homeowner. I want to just show you that video, and so you can hear it. And when I shut the water off, not when I turn the water on but shut the flow off, let's go it that way, you can still hear water running, which there shouldn't be because there's no water coming out of the Y connector, so there's no flow, but you can still hear something. Took it to another spigot just to double check, and you can tell that, number one, the second I turn it on, there's only a little bit of flow from, like A to B, which is like this much, and then it stops. Absolutely, totally silent. When I turned it off and released the pressure, you could hit that burst of pressure was there because there's no, the pressure is 100%, and we've stopped the pressure. So here's the video I sent to the homeowner just so they know that I'm pretty daggum sure they got a leak behind there. Now, I sent to them is the only time that this is going to leak is if they have running something and the pressure is backed up. If it's running something, it's probably going to leak a little bit, but when it's backed up, it's going to really, behind that wall, just spew water. We'll run into several of those this year because of how cold it got here. And they did have a bib on it, but it wasn't the best bib for insulation, so it really didn't protect that much. So now they've got a leak that we've discovered that they'll have to get fixed. Luckily, because it only works when they're utilizing it, maybe trying to water some plants or something like that, and their water's backed up, it can sit there and not be like an imminent threat of damage or anything like that, especially around here, because around here, if you have water running for consistently for over a certain amount of time, I think it's 24 hours, they will send you a notice that says, we have detected water running for over 24 hours, you may have a leak. And they have never gotten that, so it definitely doesn't run when the water's not being used. But they do need to address it. If they ever run that water, they don't need it flooding underneath the house. So here's the video, and this is what we discovered, and let the homeowner know with these videos so they could hear and see what we're trying to. It's easier for people to hear what we're saying and see what we're doing than it is for me to get on the phone and give this big long explanation of we found this and you probably have this and you have this, blah 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 blah. Just send them a video. Then they're like, oh, thank you, we didn't know about it. We'll get it checked out. Anyway, that's the deal. Tim Moore, TLC Pressure Washing. Okay, so we noticed that the water pressure was somewhat low. It was not filling up quite as fast, which is unusual. So what I'm doing is I'm testing to see if this is any broken behind it, even though you had this on there. So this is off. This is a Y connector. Now listen. If you can still hear that, it still hears like there's some flowing behind it, whereas normally it should be silent once the pressure backs up. Now when I open that up, there's no pressure. You might ought to get this one checked on the back side of the wall. I get the feeling there could be a break somewhere behind here. So this is the other one on the house. I'm going to shut it off and turn it on. And then immediately, no sound. and that much pressure came out because it was pressurized from this stopper to here.